We'll be talking about this week's Parsha, this week's Torah portion, as well as about the process of becoming Bat Mitzvah. We are in Parshat Behar this morning, usually read with Parshat Bechukotai, but because we're in a leap year and we've added a second Adar, we have to add 4 readings for Shabbat, so we are only in Behar this year. So Behar talks about Shemitah, which is giving the land every 7 years a rest. And in an agrarian society that ancient Israel was, giving the land a rest every 7 years meant what? No crops. So if you live off the surplus of your crops and you take a year where you don't have any crops, what does that do to your parnasa? What does that do to your income? Right? Essentially, it wipes it out. There's not going to be any surplus because whatever grows naturally, also, the ancient Israelites were told, you don't get to keep it. All people get to eat from what grows naturally in that 7th year. The poor, everybody gets to eat it. So now you don't even own what grows naturally the 7th year. So what it says is that ancient Israel understood a society that was going to be based in justice and ethics and morals that our monotheistic tradition calls us into, meant a society where every 7th year you stop thinking you're entitled to what you have. Because you're not. You're not entitled to it in the 7th year. Because you can't actually ever own the land. Because who does the land belong to? Oh, right, God. And even if you're not a theist, that's fine. Let's just say what the land belongs to itself. And you don't get to manipulate it because you don't ever actually own it. But if every 7 years we didn't take a salary, what would that look like? What would it change about our relationship to more? Might we become a little bit more familiar with the concept of enough? Satiety? Is that a word we even know anymore? Being sated? Really feeling like what I have is a blessing? What I have is enough? We are based in a culture that has us constantly craving something else, something new, a different one, the one for this season, the one that's going to be fashionable, the one that certainly is expensive. We have so much tied up with wanting the next one that we forget how to be present to all that we have. It's days like today, looking at this young woman up here, that we go, oh, right. What's really important? That she's healthy, that she's here, that she's who she is, and that she has all of these people supporting who she's becoming and how she got here. So she will share her thoughts on the Parsha, but this Shabbat of Behar, let us lean in a little more to being grateful for Cantor Perrine and I. We're grateful for titanium, aren't we? Yes, we are. Very grateful. Yes. So whatever it is you're grateful for, if you have titanium in you too, whatever it is that's supporting you, let's lean into a little bit of gratitude about that. Cantor Franco.
Cantor Perrine said, you better explain that.
We had our hips replaced. At the same time, she was in the surgical suite next to mine, because our surgeon does 4 suites in a row at the same time of hip replacements, and Cantor Perrine heard my name being called right before she was wheeled down to the very next suite. There should be a joke there, a rabbi, a cantor, and a...
Thank you, Rabbi.